The classroom buzzed with idle chatter as the bell rang, signaling the start of a new school year. Students barely looked up when the door opened and the new teacher walked in. Mr. Carter, a tall, composed black man in his early 30s, adjusted his tie and surveyed the room with a quiet confidence. He set his bag on the desk and calmly wrote his name on the whiteboard, Mr. Carter. The students exchanged glances. Whispers started. Great, another newbie. Bet he won't last a month here. He looks too serious. He's not gonna take a joke. Mr. Carter turned, smile calm but unreadable. Good morning. I'm Mr. Carter. Before we begin, I want to be very clear. In this classroom, we respect each other. I will respect you, and I expect the same. His voice was smooth, but firm, authoritative without being aggressive. Still, the front row smirked, and a group of 3 students at the back, Jake, Tyler, and Mason, leaned back in their chairs like kings in their court, confident this would be like every other year. They were known as the school's worst bullies, especially toward any teacher who was different. And to them, Mr. Carter's skin color, calm demeanor, and confident posture made him a perfect target. The first signs of rebellion were subtle. Pencils dropped, snickers during lessons, fake coughs whenever he turned to write, sarcastic murmurs under breath. Yes sir, master sir. One time, a paper airplane flew and hit the board as he wrote a math equation. Mr. Carter turned, picked it up, and continued teaching without comment. This confused them. The next day, things escalated. Someone smeared ink on the handle of his chair. Another switched out his presentation USB with one full of random, embarrassing memes. Mr. Carter calmly ignored it, pushed through the lesson, and at the end of class said, "If you think this gets under my skin, you might want to reflect on why you're so eager to see someone break." His tone wasn't angry, it was piercingly honest. The class fell silent. Jake clenched his jaw. Tyler looked uncomfortable. Mason scoffed. "You think you're better than us or something?" "No, Mr. Carter replied, packing his things slowly. "But I think you can be better than this." That evening, Jake shared a video on a private group chat, Mr. Carter walking through the parking lot, edited with clown music and racist captions. A few students laughed, a few didn't, but something unexpected happened. 2 girls from the class, Emily and Sarah, replied with a sharp comment, "This isn't funny. You're just being cruel." Jake replied with laughing emojis, but that seed of pushback unsettled him. The next morning, as Mr. Carter entered the classroom, he found his desk covered in chalk powder and the words, "Go back," scrawled on the whiteboard. He looked at it for a moment, his eyes unreadable. Then, he calmly erased it, dusted off his chair, and turned to face the class. "You know," he said softly, "when I took this job, I was told that this school had a discipline problem. That it chewed up teachers and spat them out. But I didn't come here to be liked or to run away. I came here because I believe in something." He looked each of them in the eye. "I believe that even bullies have stories. That hate is just pain in disguise. But you won't win here. Because I've faced worse than graffiti and childish jokes. I've seen real hate, and I've overcome it. You don't scare me, you just make me sad." A tense silence. Then, for the first time, Jake looked away. Tyler fidgeted. Mason swallowed hard. The students who had laughed before now looked down, shame crawling over their faces. And then came the moment no one expected. Jake stood up and, with hesitant steps, walked to the board. He picked up the eraser and began wiping the last traces of the message they had written. I'm sorry, Mr. Carter," he mumbled. Tyler followed. Then Mason. Mr. Carter nodded slowly. "That's a start." And in that moment, everything began to change. The days that followed marked a visible shift in the classroom atmosphere. Gone were the whispers and mocking stares. There was still tension. Change didn't happen overnight, but the air felt different. Students who once rolled their eyes now paid quiet attention. Some still tested boundaries, but it was half-hearted, like they were unsure if they even wanted to keep playing the same tired game. Mr. Carter never gloated. He didn't bring up what had happened. Instead, he focused on teaching, clear, passionate, and with unwavering belief that each student had value, even if they didn't see it yet. One afternoon, While teaching a unit on civil rights leaders, he paused mid-lecture and said, "When I was your age, I had a teacher who told me I'd never make it. He said I'd amount to nothing because of where I came from and how I spoke. I didn't believe him, not because I had confidence, but because I knew the world didn't change when people stayed quiet. So I worked hard, and now I'm here, not to punish anyone, not to preach, but to give back." That struck a chord. Even students who weren't paying attention before now sat straighter in their seats. Later that week, Jake approached Mr. Carter after class. He lingered awkwardly by the desk. "Hey, so, I know I've been kind of a jerk. I guess I just didn't think a teacher like you would stick around. Most don't, but you're different." Mr. Carter looked up from the papers he was grading. "Different how? You don't act like you're better than us, even when we're at our worst." Mr. Carter nodded thoughtfully. "That's because I don't need to be above anyone to know who I am. And I don't think you're bad kids. I think you're kids who've been allowed to believe meanness makes you strong. It doesn't. Compassion does." Jake blinked, as if hearing that word, compassion, for the first time in a meaningful way. He gave a small, almost shy nod and left. By mid-semester, Mr. Carter's classroom had transformed. Discussions grew deeper, more open. Students spoke about their own experiences, some of them raw, others humorous. They debated with passion. They supported each other. Even the former bullies, now softened, began helping other students who struggled. One day, the principal visited the class unannounced. After observing for 20 minutes, he pulled Mr. Carter aside in the hallway. "I don't know what you did, but this is the most engaged I've seen this class in 3 years. Even Jake and Mason, those two gave Ms. Reynolds a panic attack last year." Mr. Carter smiled. "I listened. I didn't try to fight fire with fire. I gave them what no one else seemed to offer, respect." The principal shook his head in disbelief. "Well, whatever it is, keep doing it. You've got something special." But Mr. Carter didn't let that praise get to his head. He knew that real change wasn't measured in compliments, it was in the quiet moments. Like when Sarah, who had once sat silently at the back, stayed after class to ask how to apply for college. Or when Mason helped a student pick up his books after an accidental spill, instead of laughing. Or when Tyler, who once sneered at anything soft, asked if the class could do a project on how racism affects students in modern schools. There was even a class-wide movement to create a mural in the hallway, one that represented unity, change, and forgiveness. They asked Mr. Carter to help design it. He declined, with a smile. "This is your voice," he said. "You don't need mine in it. You've already learned how to use your own." The mural would later become one of the school's proudest symbols, a vibrant blend of hands, colors, quotes, and images that told a story of transformation, not through punishment but through understanding. And while the school continued to bring in new teachers year after year, Mr. Carter's legacy lasted far beyond the semesters he taught. He hadn't just taught a class. He'd changed lives. One student, one moment, one quiet act of strength at a time. AHDG